Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bree. Today we are in my basement, which I'm sure you can tell the lighting is probably all sorts of crazy. My grow light is right here for all of my little seedlings, and this can only mean one thing. Today I am actually going to be starting all of my little seedlings for my fall garden, which I couldn't be more excited about. So I just filled 50 of these little pots with soil here, and I figured that I will go ahead and just tell you guys exactly what I'm planting and things that are going on currently in the garden while I plant. So this year for my fall garden, which is going to be my first fall garden because I've been absolutely terrible at ever planning this out until this year. It's currently the first week of July here in Kansas, and I have 104 days, I believe, until my first frost date. So that actually gives us quite a bit of time. I'm not going to be planting any of these plants out until about August, but the things that I can go ahead and start inside, I'm just going to go ahead and do. Might as well give them a little bit of a head start. So the things I'm going to plant are all right here. There's a few things that I can't plant today that just need to be direct seeded, but the things I can seed, I'm going to go ahead and do. So the things I'm planting this year are carrots, iceberg lettuce, some broccoli, some cabbage, butter crunch lettuce, snow peas, which I absolutely did these terrible last year. I don't know why I thought I could plant these in June, but it was a complete epic fail, and now I know that they actually like cooler temperatures. So we're gonna be doing some spinach and then also some romaine lettuce. So you can see here, I'm doing a lot of greens. My plan for these greens is to get them in the ground, get them almost completely mature, and then put some solar plastic over them in hopes that we will have a harvest of lettuce for most of the winter. I hope that my plan goes as planned. There's been a lot that hasn't gone as planned this year, but I'm sure a lot of you guys can also vouch. This year's just been really interesting. I've had problems I've never had before in the garden. So out of these today, I'm not going to be planting spinach, I'm not going to be planting snow peas, and I'm also not going to be planting carrots. So the plan today is to plant 10 cabbages, 20 iceberg lettuces, 10 broccoli, 10 butter crunch, and 5 romaine. I currently already have 5 romaine sitting over here, and I'll kind of show you the area because I have some tomatoes still going on down here that I'm probably going to switch out probably in about a month or so as well. And then I have some parsley I've had down here for the whole time. Then I just started some more cilantro. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the cabbage here. So while I'm doing this, I want to go ahead and tell you guys a story here. Unfortunately, this week I ended up losing all of my zucchini. So if you've been following along during my 2020 garden, you will know that I planted my zucchini under a insect netted hoop house. And I did that this year because the last few years I've had a lot of issues with boar vine, which is known to be pretty prominent here in Kansas. They like to feed on vining plants, unfortunately. I think we got our insect netting up a little too late. We were waiting for it to come off of Amazon this year, gosh, for like 3 weeks because everything's been so delayed because of everything COVID. I went out there this week and noticed that all the bases of the vines were looking mushy, and we started to pull them out, and then we went ahead and cut one open, realized that the larvae were already eating at the stem, and then we noticed that all 6 plants were already infected by all these little larvae, which if you don't know, you're supposed to go ahead and completely just rip out the plant because it can become a serious problem if you don't get them out. We went ahead and just took everything straight to the dump. We had our trash guy coming the next day, so we weren't like too concerned about just throwing it out in the front yard, but it took all of our zucchini. I only got 1 zucchini this year, which is very unfortunate. I did go ahead and plant out some more. Again, we have plenty of time, but that kind of messed up some of my plans when it comes to the fall garden. All right, so I got the cabbage done, which I need to go ahead and, where is my, here it is. So instead of markers, I just use tape and a Sharpie. Works great. Saves money. Another thing, so this year we also had one of our trees in the backyard decide that it just wanted to die and we need to get it out. We had our electric company come out and trim as much as they can, but considering my garden is so big out there, they really couldn't trim much more than they did. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to get the rest down here somewhat soon, which again affects like all of my plans for the fall garden. So we're gonna end up having to move the garden beds once everything is done growing in them. Nothing's really going to be done growing in them until September because I've kind of just planted a lot of, I've just succession sowed a lot and everything's timed out differently because, again, I had a lot of plans since February for all this. So now we're probably looking at tilling up a whole area of the side of the house so that we can still get everything planted. But unfortunately, again, it's just probably not going to be as aesthetically pleasing as everything I've done this year for the garden so far. But that's probably not going to be until September. The only thing I have to plant after September is garlic. So now I am just writing cabbage on all these, easy peasy. I really don't care what my handwriting looks like on these. I mean, if it's legible to some degree, I'll know what it is. Not too worried. This is my first year for doing cabbage. So if you have any tips on cabbage, please leave them in the comments below. So honestly, I feel like the rest of this video will probably be just kind of boring because I have 50 more pots to do and I've only done 10. And I've also kind of told you guys everything I wanted to tell you today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these watered, finish up these little seedlings here. I hope you guys enjoyed my little chit chat rant. Let me know what you're doing in your fall garden in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Also, thank you for all the new subscribers I've recently got. You guys are awesome. I will see you guys all next time. Bye.